The TAILS program stands for Teaching Animals and Inmates Life Skills. It's an 8-week program that we offer to the inmates. We get dogs from the shelter that no one wants. Sometimes this is not through any fault of their own. They may have not been socialized, they may be emaciated, in poor health. So we take these dogs, we test them for aggression. If they pass our test and we think they're a good candidate for the program, we bring them in, we train them for 8 weeks in all things that they need, walking on a leash, sit, stay, potty training. We nurse them back to health. We find a home for them, get them adopted so they do not have to go back to the shelter, and we start all over again in 8 weeks and get a new group. Some of these guys that have come in the program have never been responsible for anything in their life, and this is a whole new ball game for them. To take care of these animals, it's a 24-hour job. They live in the dorm with the guys. They sleep in a kennel right next to them. They have to bathe them, feed them, give them their medication, take them out to the bathroom, not to mention the training, which is the most important part.
As far as the types of dogs, we've taken in puppies, adults, big dogs, small dogs, all kinds of breeds, shapes, colors, sizes, and they come from our local shelters such as Clay County Animal Care, Putnam County Animal Care and Protective Services. Whatever local shelters need us the most is where we are. Adopting versus buying from a breeder or puppy mill is extremely important. Adopting actually saves 2 lives. It saves the lives of the dog you're adopting, and it saves the life of another dog by freeing up kennel space. Every day in our country, dogs and cats are killed simply because there's no space in the shelters.
By us taking these dogs that have these issues, they're very easily fixed. And if they stay in the shelter, they're going to be put down eventually because no one wants these dogs.
All right, let's go ahead and do a controlled walking.
We're very proud to say that all the dogs that have been through and graduated from our program have all been either adopted or fostered. None have gone back to the shelters. We intend to keep it that way.
Just having an animal in the dorm with them, they have no physical contact for a year while they're here. The animal is the only physical contact they can have. It just changes their whole mentality, just to be able to pet a dog. And a lot of guys that come in here hard and tough and rough, the dogs always bring out the softer side.
Finish. Finish, Libby. Good job, Libby. Good girl, Libby. Yeah, good girl, Libby. Good girl, Mama.
In this kind of environment, the guys have a lot of issues with each other, and they don't want another inmate telling them what to do. But the dogs brought them together.
Good job, Pappy.
If there's a story out there with a dog attack or a fatality and it involves a dog that looks even remotely like a pit bull, they're going to cover it. The media will cover it 200 plus more times than if it's any other type of dog. Just yesterday we had a dog that adopters backed out on because the neighbors said she looked too much like a pit bull and they were worried about their kids. I sent them a picture of my pit bull with 30 kindergartners. She teaches kindergartners dog safety with me. People are too quick, they judge a book by its cover, and that goes for dogs and for people too. And what we try to do is we go in, we treat every trainer or handler as an individual. We don't look at what they did in the past. I don't even know, and I don't want to know why they're there, because that doesn't matter at this point. What matters is how they treat the dogs and how we can help them be productive members of society. Same with the dogs. A lot of them come to us with behavior issues. It's not their fault, it's their humans failing them. But instead of judging them based on their behavioral issues, let's fix it. Let's fix it, let's work together, and you can see the bond between the two of them. They're both getting a second chance at life.
These dogs don't judge them. Everyone else judges them for what they've done. The dogs love them unconditionally. The dogs don't have any idea what they've done in the past. They accept them just the way they are. And sometimes That's the only time they've been accepted. So they form strong bonds with these dogs. So graduation day is bittersweet. They're happy to see them go home, but they're also very emotional to say goodbye. Some of the guys in the program have written letters while being in the program and after they get out. I came to this place full of hate and resentment. I've lost everyone and everything I ever had, several times over. Why, Lord, am I here? And then he showed me these wonderful creatures, all alone, locked up for the sole crime of being born into a world that does not want them, seen as mean and vicious. Yet here they are, showing me what unconditional love really is and giving me back my heart. I hope and plan to help these dogs as long as God will allow. And that's just one example of a letter that I've received. I've received numerous letters just like that.